are now streaming worldwide on RadioOnFire.com and the Radio on Fire app.
Welcome back. Happy Monday to everybody. You made Diamond K in here, Diamond K in the morning on the all-new RadioOnFire.com. A lot of things to get into, a lot of things that I want to discuss. Some of the richest Americans, richest men in America, paying zero in income tax. This is a problem in the country. The super rich have purchased armies of lobbyists to keep their taxes very small. And they've created all kind of tax loopholes. So in many instances, you have the heads of these corporations paying less in taxes than many of their employees. They've created tax loopholes that are large enough to drive their Lamborghinis through. This is not good stuff. It's the truth, though. So a ProPublica bombshell report last week on America's super wealthy paying little or nothing in taxes. And this report reveals not only that their humongous wealth, but also how they have parlayed that wealth into political power. And have used that power to shrink their taxes to almost nothing. So when you hear Republicans say, oh, no, we're raising the taxes, that's because they are bought and paid for. Now, I don't want to only say, the Democrats that are bought and paid for as well. It's one of the problems with politics as it stands right now. The dark money has to come out. The light has to shine through. Here on the program, we deliver the biggest political and trending news stories of the day with interviews and original reporting from across the country, emanating from our studios in Baltimore and Atlanta. Show is fun, the show is upbeat, but I also want to expose what is really happening in this country. Diamond K in the morning, of course. Brought to you by the all-new RadioOnFire.com. Black voices giving you the American story. And as I say often, is a hell of a story. New episodes of the program drop Monday through Friday, 8 a.m., but I don't want you to miss any of our live broadcasts. In addition to our 8 a.m. program, we drop content throughout the day as news happens. So hit that notification bell so you get an alert whenever we go live. And you don't miss any shows. So we're talking about, let's run down some of these names. Some of the names of the richest Americans. Jeff Bezos is the richest man in America. According to these reports, he paid no federal income in 2007 and 2011. Elon Musk, the second richest, paid no taxes in 2018. Warren Buffett, often ranking number 3 on this list, paid a tax rate of 0.1% between 2014 and 2018. The real scandal here, the real issue here in America with these rich Americans and this very little to no tax is that it's legal. The system is rigged. When we talk about the system being rigged, the system is rigged. The wealth and the power have allowed the super rich to buy armies of lobbyists.
Do you struggle with belly fat and nothing works to get it or keep it off? Then I've got news for you.
These loopholes that they have created are tougher than kryptonite. Bring in Superman. The notorious carried interest loophole that almost every presidential candidate over the last 5 elections has promised to close is still there, not going anywhere. So the armies of the wealthies, the lobbyists, and all of that bought and paid for stuff. It also prevents any major changes in the system. Any changes that could threaten their wealth, such as a wealth tax, such as strong unions, such as a tougher antitrust law, oh, they shoot these things down. They don't want these things anywhere near the halls of Congress. American democracy is being attacked from 2 directions. From the white supremacists that follow Donald Trump, who are trying to suppress the votes, and from the, according to The Guardian, the wealth supremacists who are bribing the lawmakers with campaign contributions. So this issue is compounded. It's compounded because over and over again, we hear these politicians that are bought and paid for talk about why and how and all of these things, all these reasons to not make America's super wealthy pay their fair share. Pay their fair share. A few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, hundreds of U.S. corporations and CEOs put their names on a 2-page ad in the New York Times and the Washington Post in support of voting rights. You remember that? I'm not saying that it was a stunt. I'm not saying that they weren't sincere in their efforts, but I definitely question some of them. Because it turns out that many of these companies and many of the companies' CEOs.
People ask me every day, what do I do to look the way that I do? When I tell them it's 99% diet, they usually give me some kind of weird look and they say, oh, great, it's another one of these guys.
Are also members of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. It's a very powerful Washington business lobby that recently put out a key vote alert against the For the People Act, which is designed to protect voting rights from state laws suppressing the votes. Also protecting them from the moneyed interest buying votes. The hypocrisy here is running thick. Hypocrisy is running deep. Running deep. So the corporate public relations departments that put out, really fancy statements, nice words, noble statements. And then on the other hand, the corporate legislative departments continue to put out the legislative bribes. Billionaires like Warren Buffett publicly advocate higher taxes while privately paying almost nothing. I've seen him on TV It's like, oh yeah, I don't have any problem paying any more taxes. Yeah, there's more taxes for me to pay. Bring them here, I'll pay them. And then behind the scenes, literally, he's paying nothing. The For the People Act targets both white supremacists and wealth supremacists, which is why it's hugely popular with the public. But it is running into roadblocks, even among Senate Democrats, because they're politicians too, you know. Many of them, some of them are bought and paid for. So some of the stuff that we have to deal with, and many times mainstream media doesn't want to talk about this. Several of them work for corporations that are bought and paid for. But leaked IRS documents are confirming that the rich don't pay taxes. When you and I, we're paying taxes, right? And then these politicians get it in office and then want to decide what our money is used for, when they are bought and paid for by people who don't pay taxes themselves. Working class Americans pay nearly a quarter of their wealth in taxes every year. But for the richest 25 people in this country, it is a very paltry 3.4%. And here's the real smack in the face. Billionaires don't even have to cheat on their taxes. It's legal. That's the way it's set up. So when they say the system is rigged, I hope that this is what they mean, because this is rigged. So as I said, ProPublica releasing this bombshell report last week, confirming the smack in the face, confirming it in stunning detail. What many people have long suspected, I've long suspected, and I'm sure you have too. The United States of America has two tax systems. One for the wealthy and one for the rest of us. So we talked about Jeff Bezos and for instance, he saw his wealth balloon by 120 billion during the years of 2006 to 2018. Yet his federal taxes were only 1.9%. Yep, 1.9%. So in 2011, the accounting wizardry managed to get his official income so low that he qualified for a $4,000 tax credit on his children, which was a benefit intended to help poor and working families survive.
Wait, before you scroll away, you need to hear this. Republicans across the country are moving fast to enact massive voter suppression laws and bring about Jim Crow 2.0. I urgently need you to join me in the fight to protect voting rights from this assault on our right to vote, by signing this petition before the deadline closes. Republican lawmakers have already introduced hundreds of voter suppression bills to diminish the historic victories we just achieved. And let me be clear, the stakes couldn't be any higher. We want to see your name on this petition to protect voting rights before tonight's deadline. So please, sign your name now and stand up against Jim Crow 2.0.
A dream isn't some sparkly diamond. There's no shortcuts.
But life throws you curveballs.
They're trying to take our home. It's time to make some noise.
Like chilling in the heat.
You made all of this?
This is me.
People in the street.
I might not have a job tomorrow, but I still got one tonight.
We are not powerless. We are powerful. What would Jesus do? Do I look like Jesus to you?
The Heights, rated PG-13.
Along with others, we talked about Elon Musk, hedge fund boss George Soros, media tycoon Michael Bloomberg, investor Carl Icahn. He managed to pay no federal income tax at all in some years. Talk about beating the system. But none of them made out better than Warren Buffett did. So the Berkshire Hathaway stock guru, this often called the Oracle of Omaha, between 2014 and 2018, Forbes estimated that Buffett's money pile grew by 24.3 billion. Yet he paid the IRS only 23.7 million in taxes during some of those years. And you may say, whoa, 23 million in taxes. So his money grew by 24 billion. You know, we talk about if you win something, right, you have to give half of that to the government in taxes, right? A lot of times when they win something, oh, I don't want to get that. I'm going to give half of that to Uncle Sam. No, that doesn't happen for these rich folks. So Warren Buffett, to put this in perspective, paid only one dime for every $100 that he added to his stockpile of money. One dime. You imagine if your taxes were like that, you paid 10 cents on every $100? Wow. Rig system indeed. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire, of course. It's Diamond K in the Morning on the all-new radioonfire.com. Diamond K in the Morning is available in the WRF Radio app. Simply download WRF Radio in your app store. Leave me a comment and scroll your timeline, attend the Zoom meeting on mute, or do some online shopping, all while listening to Diamond K in the Morning. The program also available on Apple Music, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube.com/DJ Diamond K.
Hi, athlete. I'm your iFit coach for today. Let's go and do it.
And of course, you can hear us wherever you get your podcast. Visit radioonfire.com for more of our broadcasting partners. Wow. Rich paying no taxes. little to none. Little to none. Diamond K in the Morning. Get breaking news and adult conversations covering topics that are important to the Black culture and all of that good stuff. radioonfire.com is where you go for our original radio, podcast, and TV programs. You want to support Diamond K in the Morning? Very easy to do that. I'm able to deliver our news and our views on Diamond K in the Morning because of our listeners, sponsors, and of course your donations. radioonfire.com/donate. Diamond K in the Morning is powered by the people, and we need your support. radioonfire.com is where you go. As I said, social media at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. It is time to tax the rich for real. For real. The Biden administration has made some very modest tax proposals that would move toward addressing the problem, like move in the right direction. But at various times on the campaign trail and during his time in office, the president has pushed for raising the corporate income tax rate to 28%, something that they are against big time. But it is something that would slightly, try to even things out. But as discussed, the corporate income and the paycheck salaries are not the chief source of wealth for the super rich folks. Biden's plan to hike up capital gains taxes to be in line with the tax on wages would be a much better step toward combating the kind of tax inequality that the ProPublica report exposed. Making capital gains subject to the same taxes as wages rather than their current 20% would hit the billionaires. But again, only when they finally sell their shares or their assets. It would not address the buy and borrow model in which the wealthy use assets, paper value, as collateral to access more and more credit. Because that's what they do. That's how they flip these things around.
Meet your next pillow. Why do we make our pillow in the shape of a cube? I'll tell you. The problem with pillows is that you're trying to fit a round peg into a square hole, or rather a pillow-shaped peg into a shoulder-shaped hole. This is Sydney.
Hello.
Look at the space between her head and her shoulder. It's a square. None of these rounded pillows are going to fit that space perfectly. They're going to cause her to bend her neck, flop her body, and twist her back out of alignment. What Sydney needs is a pillow that properly supports her neck and keeps her spine in alignment. Hence, the pillow cube. The ancient Egyptians knew this. Pharaohs used this headrest. The Japanese used these pillow boxes. They offered great support, but were they comfortable? Alex, is that comfortable?
No.
So we decided to modernize their invention.
The Pillow Cube Pro was made to fill that shoulder gap with a charcoal bamboo memory foam, optimized for support, comfort, and cooling. It's also a glorious 28 inches long, meaning you can roll from side to side for uninterrupted side sleeping. Want to go old school? Try the original Pillow Cube.
And it's not just a great pillow for sleeping. Try it out on the airplane. Use it for office naps or as a yoga support. It's also a great meditation seat. It provides excellent lumbar support. And it's the perfect pillow for spooning. So stop wasting all your money on these fancy new mattresses and get the pillow that will support your noggin.
This is what we're dealing with. The ProPublica revelations are ammunition for the battles that are ahead. They have exposed some secrets of the most powerful members of the capitalist class in America. The information is available, and the data still to come. But there has been class warfare going on in this country. Higher earning class, they're winning so far. But the battle's not over. The battle is far from over.